Oh, that's really cool. What's up, jabroni? Steven here, and welcome back to yet another reaction. Today we are hopping into Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, episode number 1. So yeah, I've watched all of the first 3 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and am a hardcore huge fan of the series when I was watching it. Before the channel turned into the reaction channel that you see now, I used to do like top 10s and TV top 10s, and for 2 years, either season 2 or season 3 for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was my favorite show of the year. The other year was Flash, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was like a top 3 or something along those lines. I remember like just putting them really high. I was like hardcore in love with the show, loved the characters, loved everything. And when I first started doing reactions, one thing that I wanted to get back into, which was I was originally gonna do, was do like a lot of the superhero shows that everybody, that everybody watches, like The Flash and Arrow and things like that. All shows that I watched, but I was like, shit, I'm so behind on Flash. I stopped after 2 seasons because I got busy. On Arrow, I stopped after 3 seasons because I got busy. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after 3 seasons because I got busy, and I was like, would people actually want to see me do reactions when I'm starting off on like season 4? Like who would actually want to watch that? But then when I started doing the Game of Thrones, I saw that a lot of you guys watched my reactions and just kind of wanted to see my reactions to no matter where I was. So I decided, you know what? All right, cool. So some of you guys are really interested in watching my reaction to shows, even if I'm watching them not from the beginning. So I've caught up to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to a point where I'm going to be starting season 4. I've already seen up to season 3, but I wanted to make do like a rewatch of the seasons before I got to season 4, but it was going to be a lot of time. So what I ended up doing was the normies, who was like one of the biggest reaction channels, they were watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I've kind of caught up through them. And they're at a point right now where I haven't seen anything more, but I love their reactions so much that I want to kind of make sure that I keep watching their reactions, but not watching before I watch the show. You know what I mean? Because I don't watch the shows. I don't watch the reactions before I watch the shows. I watch the shows first, then watch the reactions. So I decided they're at a point where I've already caught up. So in order to keep watching their stuff and also me get back into the show, I decided, let's do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the channel because a bunch of people have asked me and requested this and several other of the superhero shows. So we're going to be watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the Ghost Rider season. I heard it was really good. I remember I saw interviews before the season started with, I don't know what the guy that plays Ghost Rider. And I was like, you know what? He seems really cool. He's also going to be in Terminator. So I decided, you know what, let's finally sit down. Let's finally watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's hop back in there. Let's fall in love with the characters all over again. I've caught up through the normies, like because of the normies, I've caught up to this point. So I'm pretty sure I know all the basic stuff. I remember all the main moments. I didn't want to rewatch the series and kind of fake any moments or anything. So what I remember, the last thing that happened last season, I'll say, is Daisy's kind of gone. She's kind of gone AWOL. She's disappeared because of all the shit that happened at the end of last season. So I know that. I don't exactly know how Ghost Rider is going to show up. I know that we're going with the Hispanic dude with the muscle car as the Ghost Rider instead of Johnny something. I don't know what exactly Ghost Rider's name is. I don't really follow Ghost Rider. I follow him when he shows up in other people's comic books. But if you look behind me, I don't have any Ghost Rider or anything like that. I do have the first 3 issues of the arc with the Spanish muscle card kid, but I think in that he's like a teenager, so we'll see. Nonetheless, if you like this, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You'll be getting these over here on YouTube and on Patreon. You can get the full uncut unedited reaction. On Patreon, you'll be able to get several episodes early if you want it at a different tier. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's great. Hopefully it's fun. And I'm very curious to see how the show goes, because I know a lot of people have kept up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know that they got greenlit for a season 7 or 8 or something. And I think it's the final season. So, hey man. And I know that some of the seasons are shorter. Not sure if this one's shorter. I didn't really check, but so yeah, that's where I'm at. Hopefully you guys like this. Essentially, like, comment, subscribe. Here we go. If you guys don't know, I talk during my reactions, so just be aware of that. She's like a vigilante now. She's Batman. My man's got a rocket launcher. What in the goddamn? Jeez. You said help?
He got me. He'll kill us all.
Oh shit. So in this world, is Ghost Rider kind of like the Punisher? Holy hell, dude, this is like the first 5 minutes of the show. Of the episode. Oh my, what the that was, dear Jesus, what? Is this still on ABC like on ABC? The Family Network? Oh, that's really cool.
Good to see Fitz and Simmons.
And May.
Yeah, I think you look forward to that more than I do.
Wait, so Fitz and Simmons aren't good?
His mistake was he tapped out.
I mean, to me, his mistake is he was training with May, and May pulls no punches. So, you know.
Being a girl, saying it was the one from the news. Quake.
Which you didn't want to send over the wire.
You were pulled off Daisy's case.
The director thinks she slipped through our fingers too many times.
We were just paid for a smash and grab job.
Who was that hunting you?
He nailed me, but we almost got away. He burned your soul.
Oh my God, bro.
And a soul can never heal.
Authorized personnel only, pal. No pass, no entry.
Who the hell are you?
Leave them be, Nicholas. I have more reason to be here than you do.
We just stole the box. I don't even know what was inside of it. I mean, we loaded it on an 18-wheeler, we parked it in the warehouse, and we just left it.
Oh my God. This is gonna be like when Daredevil fought.
I swear that's all I know.
Where's this warehouse?
Is it Yo-Yo? Is it Yo-Yo? Cause he had a big ass smile on his face.
Do you watch me sleep or shower or?
Just procedure.
You don't have to use a satellite to get to know me better.
Ooh, shit.
Just ask me to dinner again.
You know the rules about fraternizing with assets in the field.
Oh, we haven't fraternized anything yet. And I thought you were breaking the rules coming to do my checkup early just to see me. I prefer to move fast.
Turtle man.
Mac, they found the truck.
He's like, oh God, oh damn it.
Where's Gemma? Is she not coming?
I don't remember the explanation as to him working with Ward and that whole situation.
It's a bit disappointing.
Very lopsided, do you think? Their keeper's absolutely crap. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I had no
naked?
idea there was somebody here.
Hello.
I didn't.
Oh, she's the robot.
You weren't meant to see that. But I've just upped her PSU to compensate for her image processing. Must have overcranked it. A reboot.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant. What the hell?
You've already met Ada, digital personal assistant.
That came with your pardon. You are not
Oh,
allowed
shit, he was
experimentation
pardoned.
without approval and oversight.
I know. I'm well
Holy
aware
shit,
of
he was
that.
pardoned.
That's why I
Interesting.
wanted Simmons here. I wanted to show both of you.
That mean you have something for me?
Wait, are you the
They
intel
watch
she's
my
been
every move, but certain moves they can't see. Can't get these over the counter. Shield issue for rapid bone healing, yes? Everyone gets attached to something eventually.
It's hard to explain.
Simmons is
but the
higher
director
than-
didn't want to use numbers because he didn't want any team member to feel less than.
But you do have a higher clearance than me.
Only in most instances.
I feel less than.
that is the weirdest shit. Simmons has more
Hey, we
clearance.
just had a report come in.
Why don't you ask the director? Since you're one of the few people allowed or willing to do that.
Who's the director now? Talbot? Is Talbot still alive? Still alive, right?
I can find
That's
him.
cool. They added like the Mexican Day of the Dead symbols on his face. All the X's are
Everyone gets attached to something.
bodies, maybe? Is that what he said? Not that many bodies then. Oh my god, that is cool. It's like Iron Man kind of shit. That's awesome.
Not fair.
You want tech like this? You should have cut off your own hand. Okay.
I was not aware I was watching Dexter. There's blood everywhere. Oh, he thought he lied to him. Oh no, he thought he lied to him.
Everyone says that.
There was an eyewitness, now dead, and I just received Yo-Yo's check-in report a week early, which means Coulson and Mac are there too, no doubt trying to track Daisy down.
Sounds right.
You know it is, because according to the logs, you've called Coulson back to HQ for resupply yourself. Why, if not to give him that intel?
Is Simmons yelling at May right now?
I didn't send them. I don't have the authority. They acted on their own.
To take Coulson and Mac out of the field by force if necessary.
What the hell?
Clean
This
up
is
whatever mess he's in.
awkward.
That's an order.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my god, this is so weird. Simmons is like yelling at May, telling her what to do. Perfect it.
Until she's perfect.
I figured Fitz would be all about this. He seems the type that's... He's always been the type that's like very all about future tech and gadgets and shit. The thought about an android.
6.
The hell?
What was that?
A breath of fresh air.
What the fuck? Is that a ghost?
Not a great neighborhood.
Does he know? Yep, he knows.
So, you've got the devil inside you too.
What the fuck? There's like multiple different stories happening. Well, there's May.
That was efficient.
Asesinos who deserve it. It's vengeance, chica.
For what? You killed a detective.
He had blood on his hands.
Oh shit.
A teacher.
A pedophile.
Oh shit.
You don't get to decide who deserves to die.
He is the Punisher.
I'm not the one who decides.
Dude, this is fucking cool as fuck. Oh my god. You better back away, Daisy, because this is about to hurt like a... I don't know. He just punched you one time. Oh, never mind. He wants to die. She wants to die. This was the stinger for last season, so it makes me think that something bad is gonna happen with Ada.
Finished high school. In the 11th grade.
Interesting. He's gonna see that he's good.
Everyone's attached to something.
Is the ghost gonna get released on the ship?
Good to have a moment just us. It's been a long time since we had a moment alone.
Oh shit. It's messing with May. Okay. Well, there we have it. That was episode number 4 of season episode number 1 of season number 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This episode was called The Ghost. I enjoyed that episode. I actually enjoyed that episode a lot. For a season starter, that's a pretty damn good episode. Like, I'm thinking of what to give it right now, but like it's hard not to like say at least a 9, right? like as a season starter, introduced us to Ghost Rider, violence. There's also a secondary kind of a story that involved actual ghosts. But I dug it. I dug it a lot. I'm glad to see that the quality kept up from what I remembered. How good the episode of season was. So it's awesome. All right, let's kind of break down the episode here, see what we can find. So the episode starts off with somebody getting dressed, and we find out that it was Daisy, aka Sky, aka Daisy, aka Quake. She comes after these guys. She is fighting one of them, and then he says, "Help me, he got me." To then we don't know what, and then we see a car down the street. There's a rocket launcher that is launched as the car. The car does a front flip, wheels turn on fire, and he keeps going. Then you just hear screams, like murderous screams of terror, and you hear like a chain or something making like a noise, I think maybe the keychain. Daisy sees like the actual flame of the guy, like his head was on fire. I think here you see his head right there, and yeah, that's one hell of a way to start the episode, I gotta say. Next, we get Mac and Coulson. Bored. I guess they're on secret missions by themselves. They're playing, I think it's Chinese checkers. Is that right? Could be wrong, but maybe that's right. They get a call that they have to head back to the base. We go over to May. May is essentially whooping on some recruits or some rookies or whatever you want to call them. They say they got a call back. They haven't been Mac and Coulson haven't been here in at least 6 months or 6 weeks. So it's been a while. I'm gonna say it's been a couple months since the team broke up at the end of season 3 because Gemma's way up in ranks and May's on her own, and Fitz has his own, like he's working with Gemma and like they have their own thing. We find out that May's the one that called them in because there was a person that was like a weird inhuman attack, but one of them remembers seeing a girl from the news, aka Daisy, and that, you know, she's telling them where that was so that way they can be the first ones there before the new what do they call the new what's the guy, the head guy, the new person in charge, I'm drawing a blank on what they call him, comes to get him, or finds out. Then we see Daisy. She wants to know who the person with the burning skull is. This guy says something about when the ghost gets you, or when he gets you, he gets your soul or something, and then he dies and bleeds out. We see Fitzsimmons just kind of hanging out, you know, not hanging out, but doing their job, creating some virtual reality thing. We see that Gemma has like some really high clearance. She's like right next to the person in charge. Oh man, I'm trying to blank out what they actually call the new person in charge, like what that word is. I forgot. Coulson has a new arm. Mac got a explosive pen. We get another flash to a junkyard. At the junkyard, we see one of the guys, Ghost Rider, took him, and he's asking some questions, torturing him essentially. They call in Yo-Yo. I guess Yo-Yo and Mac have some very high sexual tension, but they aren't allowed to sleep with each other because of rules, I guess. You know, we should go like Tormund and say, fuck the rules. We have the guy from the old last season who was helping Ward. And somehow, I guess he got pardoned for some reason. I don't exactly know why, but he seems to, Fitz seems to be friendly with him at least. Like, I guess kind of like a great minds kind of thing where he's in love with like his mind and how smart he is because he kind of relates to him. Other than just having, you know, because he's in love with Simmons, but this is like a bro love. Like, man, I got a bro on my level. Respect that. Then he's introduced to Ada, you know, butt naked. He finds out that Ada is essentially some sort of AI robot thingy. And of course, Fitz is intrigued, but he also knows that this is wrong because he's not allowed to work on things because it's part of his pardon. He needs to be, everything he does needs to be approved or he can go to jail. We find out Yo-Yo's been helping Daisy. So I'm guessing she's the one person that What did Max say? That she's always ahead of us or something. So I'm guessing Yo-Yo's the person that's been helping, maybe. Yo-Yo no longer lives in Mexico. She lives in LA now. I thought she lived in Mexico right when we first met her a long time ago. We get an awkward situation where now Simmons is above May, and that's a whole situation where, well, Simmons is giving May orders, and Simmons finds out that, or figures out that May is the one that told Coulson about where Daisy was, and this whole situation is very awkward. And something about the person in charge, what's the person in charge? Trying to blank. It's annoying. Whatever. We find this cool mural, which I thought was really cool that they integrated the Mexican Day of the Dead kind of pictures to it. And essentially there's like a bunch of X's that the neighborhood kind of tags on the walls when you kill somebody. We found a truck. The truck had something in it. 2 guys in there tried to kill themselves for it. Ghost Rider kills that guy because he thinks he lied to him. Daisy's searching for the car. Wait, or is this one? This one? Oh, this is when May and her got into an argument over the her telling Coulson. The other thing was just the whole clearance issues. So Daisy's looking for the car that she saw last night. We see these guys hanging out. Ada, well, she's 4. She's not allowed to kill. They mentioned Ultron, like that's why these kind of experiments aren't allowed anymore. Very, very cool callback. Fitz decides he's going to keep it from Gemma because she would give it to the director. There we go. Thank you. We came across it. She would give it to the director, and the director would then, so he doesn't know what he would do with it. So instead, Fitz wants to perfect it. So he's going to keep it from Gemma. Then we get the box thing that was in the truck. We find it with these guys here appear to be like some type of gangsters. We see them essentially open the box, something happens, right? We see this guy, Ghost Rider guy, Robbie, he called himself, so I guess his name is Robbie. He's walking out. He runs into Daisy. Daisy says she's looking for cars and parts or whatever, which she was gonna leave. He said come back tomorrow, but instead he says, oh no, there's a book you can look through. So he must have known that she was looking for, the Ghost Rider. So then we head over to back these guys. The thing is released. There's legitimately a ghost in one of these. Like a ghost legitimately pops over this guy's shoulder right there. Bam, that's a ghost. Will I be able to get that scene again? Look at that. That's a ghost. That's legitimately a ghost. What the fuck? There's a ghost in the box? Oh, okay. They go crazy. They try to kill themselves while that's happening. We get a pretty cool fight scene with these two. As she's fighting him, she's calling him a murderer. He killed an agent. He said he had dirt on this. He had murder. He's like a bad agent or a bad cop or detective. Then he mentions you killed a teacher. He's a pedophile. You're starting to get like, oh, he's a vigilante. He kills people that do bad things. While this is happening, Coulson and Mac are watching. May shows up. May sends her team, and her team's doing a bunch of shit. The ghost walks by May. So, is the ghost like just released into the world now? No, because the other guys in the truck opened the box. So wouldn't she be out already? I don't know. We have a cool fight scene. Very short fight scene, but cool. Daisy says, you don't have the right to answer or to play judge or answer or play executioner. And he's like, I'm not the one they have to answer to or something. And then the Ghost Rider comes out. Essentially Daisy's on one arm. She has a broken arm. So he gets the upper hand and he throws the thing on her. And when he's coming up to her, she says, do it. I deserve it. So Daisy's dealing with some grief and some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's dealing with some things because of her past. Then we see this. We see him. He has a brother at least in a wheelchair, so he's got a good heart on him. Daisy sees it, and she shows the callback to everybody has something that they attach themselves to or something. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my reaction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The lighting got really crazy here. Crazy bright because it hit me directly in the face from the window. But hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Head over to Patreon if you want the full, uncut, unedited reaction. You can get it over there if you are intrigued by it. You can get episodes early as well. So yeah, like, comment. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.